let's talk about this new UFO report that was just released. There's some interesting findings in here. So, since 2004, according to the US government, there have been 143 unexplained sightings. 143 since 2004. That's pretty high. They say, and I quote, "There's no evidence of extraterrestrial life / technological breakthrough by a foreign adversary, though neither is ruled out." Okay, so that's an important one. Have that stick in your mind as I continue here. This is the one that made my eyebrows raise a little bit. There have been 18 included potentially advanced tech that the US can't understand. So, of the 143 unexplained sightings since 2004, there were 18 that included the advanced tech that the US can't understand. So, in other words, 18 of the 143 sightings, the things in the sky appeared to move in a way that doesn't jive with the laws of nature or the rules of physics. And this was a big sticking point that, a lot of people have talked about in regards to this UFO conversation, where it's like, you have people who were in the military and they're a fighter pilot and they're going about their normal routine and their business, and then they all of a sudden they see this thing in the sky that they say looks like a tic tac, and it moves from one place to another place like that, and there's no it looks like there's no official propulsion mechanism. I don't know if that's the proper word that I'm using, but that's what they say. It looks like it's impossible for it to get to one place to another place like that. There's been examples of things in the sky going immediately into the ocean and just disappearing, and not being an accident. The thing just disappears. And they say that 11 of the 143 sightings were near misses with government aircraft. So, listen, interesting findings. I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what to take away from it. I don't know what to think. Is it possible that it's literally alien life visiting us? Of course, but it seems kind of weird, doesn't it, for somebody or something to travel light years, millions or billions of light years, or come from another galaxy or another universe or whatever the fuck, and they just spy on us for 2 seconds and then go away. You know what I mean? If you're gonna... It's strange that it's always these quick encounters that you never really see on an HD camera, and it's always in and out, and it's never you would think at this late date that if there was some extraterrestrial life that could actually communicate with us, that by now they would have tried to fucking communicate with us on some real shit. You know what I mean? It's never in the middle of the day in New York City or Los Angeles, some shit is right there. It's always off the coast of Grandmasville, fucknut state, that's nobody else is there but 2 people, and it happens to be recorded on a camera phone from 2007. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously being hyperbolic here, joking a little bit, but it would be weird if aliens existed and then they come and just have 0.2 seconds of interaction with us that's not even interaction, and they just dip in and out, and then that's it. If you're traveling that long, don't you want to stop for a coffee or some shit, dog? Don't you want to have a beer? Are we going to have a conversation? We're going to try to communicate with each other? Or what are you going to do? You're just going to, peek and spy and then dip? Listen, I don't know. Anything is possible. Of course it could be aliens. We could live in a fucking simulation for all I know. But I wanted to give you the facts of this report. 143 unexplained sightings. Honestly, I would just dismiss that number out of hand, the 143. Because the number that really matters to me is the 18. Because that's the intriguing ones. The ones that are they were UFOs, and they moved in a way that we've never seen things move in history. So I would say it's more 18 things that are really of interest. The other things, I'm sure there's some reasonable explanations for most of them, okay? So if you want to say, Kyle, you're being too strict here, it's not 18 that are interesting, maybe it's more 80. Okay, fair enough. But those are the only ones that really pique my interest. But again, at the end of the day, I come back to the same position, which is you got to be honest enough to admit when you have no idea what the fuck's going on. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. I have no idea what these things are. It could be fucking anything. It absolutely could be some foreign government that has created more advanced technology that they're testing out or they're using. Some of this shit could be somebody was fucking hallucinating. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't rule that shit out. Like, it's very possible. Some of it could be some paranoid schizophrenic motherfucker who's not taking their medicine. I know it's a stretch for 143 cases, but I'm not saying it's 143 cases. I'm saying it could be some of them. But at the end of the day, you just got to be humble and say, listen, I don't know. But it is interesting that now we're getting to the point where there's more of an admission from the government than we've ever seen previously. You know, Area 51 is interesting. I don't know how much of the stuff is folklore and myth and how much of it is true about Area 51, but there might be certain segments of the government that know a hell of a lot more than other portions of the government. But this is a UFO report to Congress, so this stuff is becoming more mainstream. But I will say that at the end of the day, I do not understand the people who are really obsessed with it, because we're all going to end up in the same place while we're having these conversations, which is, I don't fucking know, you don't fucking know. All we can do is speculate and talk out of our ass, which is fun sometimes, but a lot of the time that shit gets really fucking annoying as well. So anyway, there you have it. There's been 18 instances of advanced technology that the U.S. can't explain and that nobody can explain, and those are the ones that are really interesting to me.